Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hi,
Everybody.
welcome in. We're so glad to have everyone who's joining us on the live stream. And then we're so thankful for all of you who are going to watch this video later as we post it on YouTube. And thank you to everyone who continues to watch all of our videos. We really appreciate it. So you guys might be wondering why we're going live on a Friday instead of a Tuesday, which is our normal time. But we decided, it's Saturday. I don't even know what day it is because we're in quarantine. But we are doing a special presentation for all of our moms. We're going to talk about some of our favorite Disney moms.
Absolutely. And happy early Mother's Day to all of our moms out there.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, Jillian. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Thank you.
Yes. Jillian.
Thank you.
Hey, big Disney fan. It's good to see you. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good evening.
Welcome in.
Hi.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, for Big Disney fan and everyone else who's joining us, please let us know that you're here. And we're going to start talking about our Disney moms. It seemed like a really good time for our first special live stream that we would do it on Mother's Day. And we're wishing all of our moms happy Mother's Day. And so let's jump right in and talk about some of our favorite Disney moms and who's the first Disney mom that comes to your mind.
Yeah, let us know in the stream if there's any Disney moms that you think of that maybe you have a specific favorite or ones that we don't think of. There's several that may not come to mind right there at first, may be less obvious than some, but feel free to share in the comments for sure.
Yeah. I've kind of came up with a list. Big Disney fan says Elastigirl comes to mind. She was one of the very first that came to our minds too.
Love her.
Yeah. Elastigirl is, you bought me a Mother's Day card actually a couple of years ago that was Elastigirl. It's one of my favorites that you've ever given me. Really neat card. And Elastigirl is she can do it all.
Yeah,
she can take care of the kids and save the world. But her character, I love her character because she's also very real.
Yeah,
she experiences all of the problems with the kids and conflict with her husband and the pressures of being a superhero, but she handles it all really well. Love Elastigirl. She's one of our favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the original Incredibles movie. It's definitely number one, or it's among my favorites for sure. I wouldn't say it's number one, but it's definitely among my favorites. But I am glad that they made the Incredibles 2, so that way you could kind of see the roles flip flop and see Elastigirl really step into the spotlight. And, go about saving the world. And also Bob, Mr. Incredible, at home taking care of the kids and trying to learn math. And that was just a really, really funny sequence, especially Jack and the raccoon.
Yeah, that second one was just genius. It was just so well written. It was really good. And the bond there, too, there were so many family dynamics going on there too, because the bond that Mr. Incredible, I think, intensifies with his daughter is really neat. He really, really good writing. Excellent writing. Yeah. She can have as many Jack Jacks as she wants, which comes in handy for cleaning the house, says Big Disney fan. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this was a tough question when asked what was your favorite Disney mom. I kind of had to rack my brain a little bit, but the first one that came to my mind was Andy's mom, obviously because Toy Story is always on at my house. But I feel like Elastigirl didn't even come to my mind, even though she's one of the moms you see from start to finish. Some of the moms are only in the first 5 minutes of the movie, or we get them at the very end of the movie. But to me, Andy's mom is a big one. I feel like no matter how many times Andy loses his toys, that mom never loses her patience.
Yeah.
She's always kind. taking him to Pizza Planet. Her characteristics and mannerisms are really well presented to me in the whole movie. So she was the first one that came to my mind.
I think specifically, there's a really touching moment that it's kind of quick, but in Toy Story 3, as Andy's cleaned up his room and she looks around and looks at the walls and everything, and she just kind of pauses for a second, and you could tell it's getting to her. It's really cutting her to the core.
Right, because he's leaving for college.
Yeah.
He's leaving for college.
And so I can remember, watching that the summer before I went to college with Mom and Adam too, and we're all cried at multiple times through the movie. But
that was a tough one to get through because Andy is the same age as you are, William.
Yeah. So it's definitely very real, true raw emotion in that scene being shown. I mean, any parent that sends their kid off to whether it be college or them moving out of the house or to the military. I mean, every parent, kind of experiences that, move towards not necessarily being an empty nest, but being down one in her situation.
It does. It comes, it comes. And, Dad and I have been through it twice now. And we still have, of course, Adam at home. So we've got one more to go. But, it's tough. Toy Story 3, honestly, I love Toy Story 3. I love all of them. But I don't watch Toy Story 3 a whole lot because I just can't handle it. It's too much. It's safe for you, Jillian?
Yeah, we keep, if I have to watch Toy Story, it's going to be the first or second. Will knows it's the second. I am obsessed with Al and Al's Toy Barn. I'm just obsessed. I think I stay away from the third one just for my own feelings. Like, I don't care if Wyatt watches it, but just for my own feelings, I stay away from it. And the same with the fourth one, though. The very end, when they kind of ripped them apart, that ripped them apart. So I stay away from that one too.
I was not a fan of that.
I wasn't either.
Okay, well, I guess I can move on.
Yeah, we can talk about this all day.
That's another live stream.
It's true. It's another live stream. I'll make a note.
Story theme stream at some point.
Yeah.
Plenty of stuff to talk about. So
William, what Disney moms came to your mind?
Yeah, so mine was kind of a sleeper pick. Doesn't really, I wouldn't think it'd be one that popped into mind just right off the bat. What popped into my mind was Kala from Tarzan, the ape that adopts Tarzan, that finds him, in that treehouse, and brings him in, raises him as one of her own.
She's an amazing mom.
Yeah, and after they had lost their own baby, I guess just a jaguar.
Jaguar, leopard.
Leopard, jaguar. They lose their own baby, and then she protects Tarzan and saves him from that one. So, she loves him so much, and raising him up, and is it Phil Collins that did "You'll Be in My Heart"?
Mm-hmm. Phil Collins did "You'll Be in My Heart." All of the Phil Collins did a brilliant job on all the scores for Tarzan. It's one of the most incredible groups of scores and music for a movie of any Disney movie.
Yeah, solid.
But "You'll Be in My Heart" kind of I guess will always be kind of special to me because I was actually pregnant with Adam when I saw that movie.
I forgot about that. That's right.
That's how long ago it's been.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there watching this really wonderful movie. And that song really touches my heart. It really does. Yeah. Because I was pregnant.
Yeah, she got in my mind. And, even then, with Kerchak not approving of the situation, she takes care of him, and
she stands up to him a couple of times.
Yeah.
She does. She stands up to him a couple of times because she is determined to protect Tarzan.
Yeah.
And also, Tarzan's mother, his human mother died. His parents died protecting him. And according to the legend of Tarzan, their names were John and Alice Greystoke. Oh. And so they, give her a shout out as well, because she too died. They died protecting their baby, and they succeeded in protecting him. So yeah, so Tarzan's mother, Alice Greystoke, can make that list as well.
Yeah.
One of the interestingly, my two favorite princesses both have interesting maternal backstories. Sleeping Beauty is my favorite classic princess, and she, of course, has the king and queen. I think his name is King Stefan, and they obviously love her very much and try to protect her from Maleficent. And then, of course, the fairies. Shout out to the fairies, because they give the fairies charge of Sleeping Beauty so that Maleficent can't find her and hide her with the fairies. And of course, we all know that story, but they take care of her and give her the name Briar Rose. And depending on which movie you watch, the classic or the new one, with Angelina Jolie as Maleficent, she also has Maleficent as a figure. So,
that's what I was thinking too. You see Maleficent's side before something terrible happened to her. You kind of see that side of her, that motherly side of her.
Right. So there's a real interesting dynamic going on, especially when you add the newer Maleficent movies with Angelina Jolie, which I really enjoyed, especially the first one.
Yeah, I did too.
Sleeping Beauty, I made my list, and all of her mother figures. She had a lot of protection from people, from mother figures, and her mother.
Hey, welcome in, Monarch Moments.
Oh, hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey.
So we're talking about Disney Mom here tonight.
Hey, Garrett. It's good to see you. We're just talking about Disney moms, and big shout out to all of our mothers. It's just a special Mother's Day stream we decided to do to honor moms. And so we're talking about Disney moms. What other ones come to mind for you, Julie?
I think I didn't really think about it until you put it on the list, but I think when we think of Mother's Day, we just think of our moms. We don't think of our grandmothers, but I think that we really should, because our grandmothers raised our moms who raised us, but B, there's definitely that weird time in your teenage years where you don't want to go to your mom for anything. I always went to my grandma. I normally went to my mom's mom. Sometimes I went to my dad's mom, but my mom's mom, I even once during my teenage years went to go stay with her a couple times when I was angry at my own mom. So I guess you don't really think about, you rely on your grandma and even your grandpas for so much too. And so one of those that was an interesting twist that you put was Grandmother Willow to Pocahontas, which Pocahontas is my favorite Disney princess. And in that movie, we don't really see or hear really much about her mother. We just know she had one. She wears her necklace. The closest thing that she has to a mother figure is Grandmother Willow. So I thought that was an interesting twist on that. And then also Moana, I didn't really think about her mom and grandmother are in that whole movie.
Yes.
And
she's the only, let's see, is she the only Princess Jillian that I could think of whose mom and grandmother are both in the movie?
Yeah, that's all I can think of off the top of my head, for sure. But I think it's interesting because she kind of does the same thing. Her grandmother is kind of more on Moana's side, and she's more willing to talk to her about things and their past and their history. And she is a fan of her going out on her voyage. So I feel like you do get that grandmother side to that too.
Yeah, Grandma Tala.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely love Moana's grandmother. I think, one of my favorite sort of sleeper characters in
Yeah.
a Disney movie.
Uh-huh.
When she passes away and turns into the giant ray is incredible. It's
Mhm.
it's an amazing moment. I love how Disney did that. I absolutely love it. And she tells her, Mom, Moana says, but I can't leave you. And she says, there's nowhere you could go that I won't be with you.
Yeah.
And I think that pretty much sums it up. So
Yeah, it's really special. She's funny too. Where she says she's dancing around next to the sea, and she refers to herself as the village crazy lady.
she's great. She's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
We should all have grandmothers like that. Oh yeah.
Will, do you have another one that you can think of?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. So I have a bit of a sleeper. Another one that might not pop in mind, but it's Disney affiliated.
Okay.
Princess Leia with Ben Solo.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there.
yeah.
I'm not to get too serious, but it's tough to see your kids go in a direction sometimes you don't want them to go.
Right.
And you just hold out hope that they'll come back. And move. Well, in this situation, move back towards the light.
That's a good one, ma'am. I don't know that. I didn't think of her. Did you think of her, Julian?
No, but I was there to witness Will cry through that last installment of the Star Wars movies, so it doesn't surprise me at all.
I lost it. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He lost it.
oh, you see Han, and all you hear is "Hey, kid," and immediately the tears started to roll. And
Here it comes.
He did. He lost it.
Oh,
If the theater
I can't.
wasn't full, I probably would have moved seats and pretended like I didn't know him.
Oh, baby.
Warned you ahead of time on that, Julian.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really good one, William. I wouldn't have thought of Princess Leia.
Yeah.
I kind of thought of a one that was kind of out there too. That before we started the stream, I started thinking about Thor's mom.
Oh yeah.
And
oh, that's a great one.
Marvel is in the Disney universe now, and I started thinking about Thor's mom because I feel like their relationship is really strong, and she not only has Thor, but she has Loki, who again is adopted. So she has an adopted child who can be a little, off the beaten path sometimes too. He still loves them both. And Will knows how much I love Loki, and I love Thor. So she popped into my head like literally right before we started this stream.
Yeah, that's a really good one too.
Is it pronounced Freya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
so.
it tears me up whenever Thor and Rocket go back in time to get that stone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Thor says, "This is the day my mother dies."
Yeah.
Oh, and just that whole interaction between the two.
Yeah.
It's obvious she's seen her. Her son. Number one is like time traveling, but number two, she could tell the burden that he's bearing.
Yeah, she knows immediately, and I think that she. It's really amazing to me, and yet it's believable that she relates to him the way she does, and she realizes, okay, he's out of time and he's here to see me, and she still is able to to counsel him and give him advice and be warm and loving, even though that is not a normal circumstance. I mean, probably even for the gods, this is unusual, and she's still, I love her. Let's see, who's the actress that plays her? I'm trying to think.
I can't remember her name.
I can't remember either.
It'll come to. I hope it comes to me because I love her.
I feel like she even kind of took in Jane Porter when Thor's dad was like, "Get her off my planet." She was very open and loving to her as well, because that's something her son wanted. So she wanted it for him as well. So.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's a really good Yeah, y'all have come with a couple of really good ones. Thor's mom and Princess Leia. Those I would not have thought of at all. So, well, and while we're kind of going down this road, we might as well mention Star-Lord's mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Star-Lord's mom. There's another one. Renee Russo. Thanks. Thanks, Garrett. Renee Russo plays Thor's mother. But yeah, Star-Lord's mom is also very, takes good care of her son, single parent, that kind of thing. Loves him to the end. Gives him some awesome music. I mean, what other kind of legacy do you want from a mother? So yeah, that's another one to add to the list. Hey, Rachel loves Disney. Thanks for dropping in again.
Just running through a few of them, Bambi's mother and Mrs. Jumbo, Dumbo's mother. That it's so tough to watch Dumbo taken away from his mother.
Yeah, Dumbo, I had not watched Dumbo in years, and I watched it again. It's probably been a couple of months ago. Dumbo is tough to get through in those very first ones. And just, the number of especially early movies like Dumbo and the classic princesses, I did want to mention that I have heard it said, I have not, done a whole lot of research on it, but I've heard it said that it was because Walt Disney lost his mother and was, so traumatized by that. It was an accidental thing. They had moved into, his parents had moved into a new apartment and there was a gas leak, and it's just very tragic loss, but it kind of set up, I think, some of the Disney princesses to not have any mom. So that's the theme. Yeah, it's kind of a theme, but anyway, let's say Queen Eleanor of Brave.
This is one I didn't think of.
Yeah, she. I have watched Brave here recently. My granddaughters were here, and I'm missing them this stream because Kylie was here the last 2 weeks to help me, and she was such a big help. But we watched Brave, and the girls had not. I'm slowly introducing, Disney movies to them, and sometimes they'll watch a movie and they're not real interested in it. And then a few weeks later, or even, a year later, they'll go back to it and they love it. So Brave is one of those movies, and we watched it a couple of times, and Queen Eleanor is just delightful. What a wonderful mom. She's, she realizes her mistake with her daughter, and she does everything that she can to fix it. And I love the humor in that movie. I love her heart. I love her beauty and her nurturing and her sacrifice for her daughter. She's fantastic.
It's been a long time since I've watched Brave. I've probably only seen it a couple of times, so I may have to dig that one back out and give it another go.
Yeah, that's one movie that's on the bottom of my list. It's not one of my favorites, but I her for sure.
It does. It grew on me. I'll have to say, Jillian, that the more I watch that movie, the more I love it. Mm-hmm. There's so much great humor in there. And the very first time I saw it, I wasn't a fan either. But every time I watch it, I like it more. So
yeah, I only watched it once, and I think it was in theaters, maybe a dollar theater. After then, I'll try to sit down and watch it. Music's great. Intro music is great, but I just can't get past it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
The scenes of all the, when all the Klansmen or whatever come from, far away to vie for Meredith are hilarious. Those guys are hilarious.
Yeah, they are.
Her dad is hilarious. Mm-hmm. A lot of great humor. The triplets, her little brothers.
Uh-huh.
It's just a lot of good humor in that one.
Yeah, they're a mess.
Julian.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
I'll try to watch it again.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I love that one. let's see, whose turn is it? Yours, Jillian?
Yeah, I just thought of this one actually because Zootopia is one of my favorite movies. But Judy Hopps, her mom is kind of in the whole thing, and I feel like again we get that mom who wants to be supportive of her child, but at the same time doesn't want to let her go out into the world and get hurt and experience other aspects of the different environments and cultures that there are. But I think at the end she realizes that you've got to let your kids make their own mistakes, and they'll come home or they'll stay where they are, but they'll succeed in their own way. So,
yeah, that's a really good one. I hadn't.
It is a good one.
And I love Bonnie Hunt. She voices so many different Disney characters, and I thought she was a really good voice actress to play her. So,
yeah, she's good. Yeah, that's a great one. I didn't think of. Although Zootopia is one of my favorite Disney movies.
It's one of mine too.
You know, I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I do, but I totally do. Well, anyway, I was going to ask a question, but we'll end up chasing a rabbit. Ha ha ha.
Yes.
Let's see, whose turn is it, William?
There's Perdita. You know,
Perdita.
Obviously, that is a real power mom to have 100 or 99 babies. I guess it's 101 with Pongo and Perdita.
Yeah, she has 15 to start with. She has 15 puppies, and then they add all of those. Now that's one that I watched recently as well. I'm kind of going back, you know, with the girls here, especially my granddaughters. I'm going back and watching some of the older Disney movies, and I really love the song Cruella De Vil. I think it's one of the best that Disney has ever done. It is so funny. It's great how he performs that song, and you know how his wife's kind of annoyed because Cruella is her college friend, and you know she's not yet kidnapped the puppies, and so she's not. We know she's the bad guy, but she's kind of still taking up for her. It's really funny.
It was a good joke there, a big Disney fan, that Perdita has a paw full.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She does. She absolutely does. Okay, Monarch Moments. Thanks for dropping in.
Bye. Have a good night.
Absolutely. And happy Mother's Day. We mentioned Mrs. Jumbo. Bambi's mom was, Bambi's mom, man. When Bambi's mother is shot, is probably one of the most, emotional moments in Disney history.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody remembers Bambi's mother being shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's traumatic, and she's such a good mom.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen Bambi.
It's been a long time maybe since middle school since I've seen that.
Yeah. Yeah. But she's very nurturing. She takes care of him. Big Disney fan. You haven't seen Bambi? You absolutely need to see Bambi. It's on Disney Plus. You've got it. But yeah, Bambi's mom. I don't guess any of us will ever fully recover from her death. I just really sad.
Yeah. This is always one that I think about, even though she could be considered evil, the bad guy of the movie or bad girl of the movie. I honestly have always thought of Mother Gothel. I think and this is just me because I like to see the good in people, and I'm a glass half full kind of person. I do think that she starts off that movie selfishly kidnapping Rapunzel for her own good, but I think throughout the movie, I honestly think she does grow to love her, even if it is a little bit for her own selfish gain. that's just kind of how I've always seen her. And I think you see that with Rapunzel at the end when Mother Gothel is gone. You kind of see that tear between Rapunzel and Mother Gothel because that's all she's ever known. And so that's a tough one for me to get through too, because you kind of want to feel like she really does love her, and not just for her long hair, but
I hope she does. I've never been. I've never really felt like. Surely she did. You know, you think surely she raised this sweet, pretty little girl all those years, and she had some feeling for her. But they didn't bring it out a whole lot in the movie, if she did, because immediately when Rapunzel realizes that she's not her mother, she says, you want me to be the bad guy? Okay, now I'm the bad guy. And she does not hesitate to stab Flynn, and
that movie does take a turn very quickly.
Yeah. So, but now, we could talk about a real mom, and the heartache that that her real mother went through. I can't imagine having a child stolen, and searching for that child and wondering what happened, and all the things that she went through in her heart until Rapunzel returned home. So, and her real mother, her real parents, I love. They're obviously, because they do the lantern thing every year on Rapunzel's birthday. They obviously love her very much, and they're good people. So.
Yeah.
Which you think about people in real life who've lost their children and never stop looking for them. And so that hits home because I've had several friends who have lost babies that they never even got to meet, but they're still moms. Even though you never even got to hold that baby, you're still a mom, in my opinion.
I agree 100%. Yeah, I agree 100%. One that came to my mind was Mrs. Banks. And she, she's all up into the, women's suffrage thing. And she is kind of portrayed as being maybe a little bit of an airhead. But, she's very loving with the children. She tries to be very gentle, with her husband, who's obviously kind of a bully. But I love her character. I love, the way she's portrayed, and she obviously loves the children. She takes up for the children, and I think I like her. I like Mrs. Banks. I think she's a good mom.
Yeah. Another mom you only see briefly that I thought of while we were sitting here talking was Hera in Hercules.
Yes,
And so, obviously, it's tough too, because Hercules, is brought down to demigod status, and it has that separation between, he and Zeus and the gods. And, I'm sure it was, tough for both, you see it in the movie, it's tough for them to see Hercules grow up, there on Earth, with, his parents that found him and took him in. But to finally get, at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, to be able to, hug him and love on him again, is really neat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Hercules, a big Disney fan. Hercules is so worth your time. Hercules has wonderful music. It has a wonderful theme. Go the distance. It really hits on all cylinders, as far as
the songs in that movie, with the gospel truth, the muses, singing their songs, and her song, I Won't Say I'm in Love. There are fun songs in that movie for sure.
And Philatides, they are. I saw in a piece, might have been on Facebook, I can't remember exactly where I saw it, that they really want Danny DeVito to reprise his role if they do a live action, which would be phenomenal. Phenomenal.
He's a smaller guy anyway, and so I think that would be perfect.
Would be perfect. Yeah, he would be brilliant. He absolutely would. And I can't help thinking, I've never read this before, but I can't help thinking that they didn't model the cartoon character a little bit after Danny DeVito.
They had to have.
They had to have, because he looked like him. Yeah. And hey, best villain. James Woods as
as Hades is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Great voice, so many good lines.
A lot of dry humor in that one.
Oh,
really, really funny. It's a good one. Big Disney fan. Definitely you need to see that one. So that is a good one. Yeah. Elsa and Anna's mom. Now, okay, and I'm sure y'all have heard this. And I think at one point Disney may have confirmed this, that there's a connection between Elsa and Anna and Tarzan.
I've heard the theories.
Yeah, I'm about to say I've heard some fan theories.
Yeah. And I read a couple things. I didn't go into a whole lot of detail on it, but the theory is that in Frozen, when you see the parents go down in the ship, that they are actually Tarzan's parents, and they become shipwrecked on the island, and that would make Tarzan brother to Elsa and Anna. So it's an interesting theory.
Huh. Yeah, I'd have to dig that one up again.
Diving deeper into that, I read how, of course, now we know it's different from the second movie because they didn't really go where they said they were going. But a fan theory was that the ship that the Little Mermaid finds at the bottom of the ocean is their parents' ship. The diagram that they drew would be where it would have gone down based on the countries that the princesses are from.
Okay, that's interesting. A lot of fan theories have tied, a lot of these movies together in different ways, and it's all interesting how they do fit together.
Yeah, I feel like Elsa and Anna's mom. We see, of course, I'm a huge fan of Frozen 2. After I walked out of the theater seeing it for the first time, I was like, okay. But that was one of those I've watched about 6 or 7 times on Disney Plus since it's come out, and I'm obsessed with Frozen 2, and we get their mom's backstory on that. So I think that makes it that much more special.
Right, we do. And now that's one, Jillian, that I'm going to have to go back and watch again.
I love it.
Yeah. See, Frozen 2 did not grab me in the theaters like the first one did. So that's one that,
definitely has a point where I kind of lost interest, but I pick back up again. But for me, it was one of those deep more adult-like movies. Like, I think kids probably liked it for the humor and the songs. But when I showed it to some of my kids at the school I work at, you could tell their interest faded where mine did, and then it picked back up towards the end.
Right. And there's really a lot going on with that movie.
Oh yeah.
My granddaughters would not be able to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. The plot gets a little bit thick there, and now the girls or my granddaughters generally, really just love it because of the songs and that kind of thing. It's Elsa and Anna. But I'm like you, Jillian. I think there's a point at where they're kind of going, and then they hang in there and the interest picks back up. I agree 100% on that.
Yes.
Yeah. The other one that I've got a couple more that I actually thought of. Duchess from the Aristocats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The cat mom, being a cat people like we are. Duchess was played by Eva Gabor, who I loved the Gabor sisters when I was little. I thought they were so pretty, and I loved their accent and everything. And she does a beautiful job playing Duchess. She really does. She's perfect voice character for the cat, Duchess is so, Duchess is spoiled and she's aristocratic like her owner. And Ava Gabor does a great job with that one. She does.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. She plays the perfect opposite to Thomas O'Malley. The alley cat.
O'Malley the alley cat.
O'Malley the alley cat. I love it. I love Aristocats. And along those same lines from Aristocats, I also wanted to give a shout out to their owner, the lady who owns the Aristocats, who absolutely loves them to pieces and spoils them to death. Her name is Madame Adelaide Bonafamille.
Okay.
Which means of a noble sort and good family.
All right.
I think that's very fitting for her.
Nice.
She absolutely adores the cats, and she stresses when they're gone and worries about them. And so, in that way, I feel like she's she's a good kitty mom. She's a good cat mom.
Yeah, they bring home Thomas too, and she brings him right in.
That's true.
Family.
That's true. Yeah, they do. So yeah, shout out to Duchess and also to their owner, because they're both really good moms to the kitty cats.
I have one that I thought of that I cannot believe you didn't think of, because it's in your favorite Disney movie ever. Simba's mom.
Robbie.
Yes, Robbie. And I think that one's tough because, again, she doesn't know what happened to her son. I mean, she knows what happened to her husband, but she doesn't know what happened to her son. So I think she goes the whole movie thinking that he's dead. And then they're obviously living in not so good conditions with Scar. And when he comes back, I can only imagine the relief she has to know that he's alive and he's going to fix the problem that his Uncle Scar has started.
Exactly. Well, exactly, Jillian. What a relief for her to know that her son is alive.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. With her husband gone, with the Lion King gone, and her son gone, the whole responsibility for the pack falls to her.
No.
Scar calls her in the carpet when there's no food, and becomes angry with her when the hunting is gone because of his bad leadership. And she has to rally the pack. She has to keep the pack. She has to keep the pride together.
Yeah.
And she is a really strong character for sure. That's a good one, Jillian. Really good one.
Really, really bad one is the stepmother from Cinderella, Lady Tremaine.
Yeah.
That Cinderella gets such terrible treatment from the stepsisters and Lady Tremaine. It's hard to watch. She does waits on them hand and foot, and they still treat her terrible.
Yes.
She comes out in her mother's dress, and they tear it apart, and it's just it's so hard.
It's hard.
The live action. The live action Cinderella, where she's in there talking to her and she smashes the slipper on the wall, and because she finds it.
Kate Blanchett plays Lady Tremaine.
She nailed that.
Nailed it. Fantastic performance.
I feel like, though, I don't think she's even such a great mother to her own daughters, though, because in the live action at the end, you see she's got a lot of self-doubt and issues with herself. And I think that she's pushing her daughters to be something that they're not, so much so that you kind of see that in the live action. She kind of pushes all of them away a little bit. So I would say she's even one of those moms that's hard to watch with her own kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's raised them to be selfish and self-centered and centered, and they're bullies, and she has, the apple doesn't fall far, apparently.
Uh-huh.
She and the live action really gives us, I think, a little closer look at her backstory.
Yeah.
That's why I love that live action version. That was done so beautifully, and they cast every character in that movie amazingly.
It was absolutely the live action Cinderella and the live action Beauty and the Beast are definitely my favorite live actions that they did. But Cinderella was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Cinderella was fantastic casting. Again, I don't think anybody could have done any better job than Cate Blanchett as Lady Tremaine. And her mom, William, help me remember what her mom's name. Her mom was actually played by the same, okay. Help us in the chat, guys. Who played Cinderella's mom in the live action? She's played by the same person. Let's see. The same gal, and I've told you this before, William, but you would not recognize her. The woman who is in love with Captain America, Agent Carter. Same actress.
Haley Atwell?
Yes.
Okay.
Same actress. Haley Atwell plays Cinderella's mom in the live action.
Also.
And she delivers one of my favorite lines in that movie: have courage and be kind.
Mm.
They did a really good job making her look very sick then in that movie, because I would have never put that together.
That's Haley Atwell. Wow. I recognized her, when, because I'm a huge fan of Agent Carter, and Captain America is my favorite Marvel superhero. When I saw Cinderella, I thought, okay, I know this actress. And I kept trying to place her and finally I thought, oh my God. Well, and she's blonde on top of that. She's blonde in Cinderella. It took me a while to place her, but I thought that is she. That is Haley Atwell. So kudos to her, because it's a totally different role. And she does it beautifully. Yeah, it's just a really really nice performance. And I love the line, as I said, have courage and be kind. I love that one. It's kind of stuck with me.
Big Disney fan nailed one. Evil Queen in Snow White.
Yeah. Evil Queen. And she is never actually given a name.
Yeah. She's
just called the Evil Queen. She's listed on my evil list, obviously, but she is the way they drew her, and she is really scary in Snow White.
Yeah.
Snow White has a number of really, really scary moments, and she is pretty scary. Not just when she turns into the old hag to trick Snow White into biting the apple, but she's scary, legitimately.
Scary when you see her in person too. When Will and I went to Disneyland, as some of you may know, Disneyland just has their characters walking around. She walked past us when we were going to ride the Alice in Wonderland ride, and she legitimately terrified me. Kudos to whoever that was at Disneyland.
Yeah, she's really good. And I love the fact that Disneyland has their characters walking around, and we saw her too.
Yeah.
We saw her too.
Yeah, if you look above the Snow White Scary Adventures ride and watch that window long enough, you'll see her peek through the window from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
She does. Yeah. And Snow White, speaking of, just a little side note there. Snow White, the Dark Ride, is under a pretty serious overhaul right now. It's closed, and it will be closed for several months. So they're gonna refurb it, redo it. and I'm interested to see what they come up with on that one. But I hope they don't. I hope they don't mess with it too much, because that's one of the last dark rides that are left on the Disney properties. Peter Pan being the other one in Walt Disney World. So we're kind of running out of dark rides, and I really like them. So I hope they don't mess with it too much.
I just thought of a good one, and I think it's because this movie isn't on people's minds too much, but A Bug's Life. We see the queen who has
a good one.
A Princess Ada, but she has Princess Dot too, and they're pretty far in age. You can tell their age difference.
Right? Yeah.
And what's interesting about that movie is you see the women leading the colony, as to where in other movies it's a man leading. And so in that movie, I've always thought that's interesting, how it's the women leading that ant colony from the grasshoppers. But you see Princess Ada kind of take on a motherly role as well, being the big sister to Princess Dot, because they are so far in age. So
that's a good one, Jillian. I didn't think of that one.
That's one of my favorite movies that no one really talks about, and it doesn't get a lot of love.
Yeah,
but it's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, A Bug's Life is fantastic. So many good voice actors in that one, and great humor, great story. Yeah, I agree. A Bug's Life doesn't get its due.
Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us on the stream, big Disney fan.
Yeah, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Glad you're here.
Yeah, appreciate it. Come back again.
There's always room for one more.
Absolutely. Let's see. We said Andy's mom in Toy Story, and Ariel's mom was the last one that kind of came to my mind. She is not mentioned at all. There are some princesses in the Disneyverse who, she is one. Her mom is not mentioned. Her dad is the central character. And somebody said, if I'm not mistaken, that like in there's like a follow-up cartoon where her mother is mentioned.
Huh.
Have y'all seen that or know anything about that?
I remember there being a cartoon, but I don't recall. It's been so long.
I know there's several Little Mermaid movies too, aren't there? Aren't there about 3? Yeah, and one of them, Ariel becomes a mother herself. So, I've never heard anything about her mom at all.
Yeah. See, I haven't watched any of the subsequent cartoons. So that's probably something I need to be interested in.
I feel like because of that, though, and her dad not being on her side, it kind of leads her down a dark path to seek help.
Yeah, that opens
somewhere
her up
else, and it opens her up to Ursula.
I think so too. I agree. Yeah.
Poor soul.
So we got a pretty good list there. And we're coming up on an hour, guys. So probably should kind of wrap it up here.
Just super quick, little Disney Plus announcement. They've got the Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian. Episode 2, I believe, is out there now. I haven't watched episode 1 yet, but I guess I watched just a little bit of episode 1 a couple nights ago. And then I got busy with something else, but very interesting. Good. Is it?
Very good.
See it. I know it's got Dave Filoni and John Favreau,
absolutely.
Howard and is it Waititi? I'm trying to remember his name.
John Favreau. Taika Waititi has been tapped to direct a new Star Wars movie.
That's what I've heard. I'm intrigued.
Which is exciting. And he actually did Thor Ragnarok, and he interestingly in that first episode of Disney Gallery, it covers all of the producers. They're like 6 people who like
a little round table,
and it's really good. So yeah, take a Waititi. I think I heard, let's see, maybe a December 2021 release for that Star Wars. It's very preliminary, but yeah. So that's neat. I think it's neat that they're doing.
And then another show called Prop Culture, which I'm very interested in checking out. The first episode of Mary Poppins.
I haven't watched it yet.
No, we haven't either.
No. I think there's Nightmare Before Christmas, Mary Poppins. I think Tron is another episode. So I'm very interested to check those out as well.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Prop Culture. I'm hearing a lot of really good things about that. And we haven't watched it yet. So we're looking forward to that one for sure.
Yeah, something else that will probably be on Disney Plus soon is that, they did the Disney Sing-Along maybe a couple weeks ago on ABC. They're doing the second one tonight.
Cool.
So ABC, it's on ABC.
I didn't know that.
Part 2 is tonight. And I only saw it advertised one time, I think, but I'm assuming they'll go ahead and put that on Disney Plus in a couple of days like they did with the first one. So
right. Yeah, I'll have to keep my eyes open for that because I didn't know they had done the second one. So cool. And I guess we've got a couple of new videos out, Jillian.
Yeah, so what was it, yesterday? We posted 10 free things that you can find at Walt Disney World. I did throw some things from Disneyland in there as well. But thank you to all of you who have already viewed. I think the last time I looked, it was at like 48 views. So of those 48, thank you so much for checking it out. Be sure to leave a comment. Anything else that you would like to see us do too, go ahead and comment on that video, and we would love to answer any questions you may have. And then we got our Mushu Scentsy Buddy in, who is like the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. And he smells amazing.
Yeah, he does.
His unboxing video is going to go live tomorrow morning at 8:30. So
Central Time.
Central Time, yes.
So yeah. So maybe for that one.
That's a good teaser for you.
It is, and I have already watched your video on the Mushu unboxing, and I was not expecting him to be that cute. He's really is
adorable.
He really is. So yeah, see, I'll be.
My son is kind of terrified of him though, but I think he's adorable.
Yeah. May take a little more warming up to do. Maybe we'll have to play Mulan for it.
Yes,
we'll check it out.
Yeah, sometimes they do have to kind of warm up gradually.
If it's not Wooda or Buzz, he could care less sometimes.
Right,
so.
Right. Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. I do have a video that I'm probably gonna need to post up. It's a collaboration with some of our other great YouTubers, and we're doing a pizza challenge. So. That will go up on the 15th. I'll have to get that done sometime this week. That'll go up on the 15th. So you can expect that. So we've got some good new videos up.
Yeah.
I encourage everyone to go watch the Ohana bread pudding video too. Yeah. I know that was a week ago, but I've watched it twice and it literally makes my mouth water. But I don't want to venture out to the stores just yet to get all the stuff for it. So I'm waiting a couple more weeks. But go watch that video because it'll inspire you to light some caramel sauce on fire.
Which was the most fun. I've never done it before. Yeah. You don't have to do that if you choose to use the rum extract instead of the real rum. You don't have to do the flambe. But for the video, we decided to do it, and we used the real rum in the caramel sauce, and that is a great recipe. It's very easy and it's fantastic. Would be perfect for company.
It has the sliced bananas too, because when you get bread pudding in a lot of restaurants, they don't put bananas on it, and I think that's a really good touch to dessert.
That's true, and that's how they do it at Ohana.
And
the Polynesian. So I followed that recipe exactly, and it is really good. The only thing is you need challah bread. Go ahead and spring for the challah bread. It has a little sweetness to it.
Yeah.
So that would anyway. Yeah, it's fantastic. I highly recommend that. Let's see. I think. Oh yeah, I wanted to give a shout out. We're listed on the Live Place, guys, which is a website, and Dean at the Live Place just has this wonderful listing of all Disney family friendly YouTubers and their schedules and when they go live. If you're looking for a really good live stream, Disney live stream, there is probably one on. So just go over there and check it out and find one that you enjoy. Just to give a shout out to Dean, his YouTube channel is Dreamers Empire, which is also has great content. So thanks, Dean, for listing us, and we'll see you on Dreamers Empire. We are going to wrap it up here. Do y'all have anything else?
I would like to give a shout out to my girl who makes all my shirts. I probably have like 6 shirts from her. You can see it says mommy on it. But her Etsy shop is AEM Embroidery, and she's phenomenal. This is not like a screen print. She cuts this fabric out and hand stitches it on all these shirts. So her stuff is amazing. I recommend these shirts if you're planning a birthday party or if you're planning to go to the parks.
Neat. That's neat. And we can link to her. We can link to her site in the description. Yeah. So we'll do that for you guys. We appreciate everybody being here, and anybody who watches on the replay, guys. We really appreciate y'all coming and just taking part in the chat. Thanks so much for being here. Follow us, give us a like and a subscribe if you enjoy this video, and check us out on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So we're all we're out there. Give us a comment and reach out to us. We have a mailbox. We have a PO box in the description. Send us a card. We love to hear from you, and we always appreciate the support. Have courage and be kind. I think we're just about through this whole COVID-19 mess. We're opening up the country again, so we're excited to be back in restaurants, and Disney Springs is opening up the 20th, which is really encouraging because surely the parks can't be too far behind. So maybe, so many of us who have reservations or who are wanting to make reservations, looking forward to Mickey's Not So Scary and Christmas in the Parks with Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I think we're going to make it. I think we'll be there. So
everybody hang in there.
Yeah. So thanks again, guys, for watching, and thanks, William and Jillian. It was a lot of fun. Happy Mother's Day to all of our wonderful mothers out there. We love you. I'm thinking of my own mother, who was kindergarten teacher for 25 years and absolutely was a wonderful Christian lady, reared me and my sisters well, and I'll be thinking about her. I think about her every day, but especially tomorrow, and I miss her. So if you still have your mom, give her a call, give her a hug. Be sure that you reach out to her in some way and try to make her day special, because it's a blessing to still have your mom.
Yeah. Love you, Mom.
Thanks. Okay.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Everybody have a good night. Thanks again, everybody that chatted with us in the live chat, and thanks to those that will watch after this video posts.
Definitely.
And, thanks, everyone. And
hurry back. Night, guys.
Bye.